we've made it to our hunting spot. Come back to a spot that we came in the early raw, and there was heaps of action going on, but we missed out on a stag, good stag, because one of his hinds spotted us as we were sidling around the hill to get closer to get eyes on him. End of the raw now, so I'd say everything's stopped making some noise, but there'll still be a few animals around. We've just had about a week's worth of heavy rain, and the animals would have been tucked up in the bush, so we're going to head up to the clearings, and hopefully they're coming out to the clearings to feed. So we're just having a quick feed lunch, mashed potatoes and eggs. We'll load up in water down here because we know there's water here, and I'm not too sure about water up the top. We might be dry like last time, so we've got up to 3 days in here, but we're just going to try and get hopefully a big stag. Yeah, that's us. We're gonna about 2 hours gut bust up the hill behind us, and then we'll set up camp up there, and we'll live up there for the next few days. So yeah, finished eating?
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Smells like stag. It stinks. Man, it stinks. But it doesn't smell as strong as when we were here last time.
No.
So maybe they're not using it anymore. There's definitely some sign in here. And they've been rubbing up against the trees. And then all the trees are dirty, but it's all quite dry and it's smelly, but not super smelly. So I think maybe they've moved on, which means they're probably not rawing anymore. You made it. This is camp for the night, well, for the next few days. Made it up here in pretty good time. Probably, what do you reckon, under 2 hours?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I don't think I've ever done it in under 2 hours, so that's bloody awesome, especially with a young'un in tow. Get some weight off our packs, set up this tent, maybe go and look for an early deer. It's a cool little campsite, this. I won't show you that way because you'll be able to work out where we are, but believe me when I say we have an awesome view. Just enough room here for a little 1 or 2 person tent. Right, take off any of your sweaty stuff and we'll get it drying. So the tent we use for our lightweight missions is this awesome outdoors. It's called a Tracker 2. It's a 2 person tent. It is a lightweight tent, so bring a ground sheet too. It also makes clean up easier because the bottom of your tent doesn't get dirty. Aluminium pole system, and this all pops together pretty quickly. And that's our tent done, set up. Another thing we're using on these lightweight trips is these Bushbuck Cumulus Light sleeping mats. They've got an R5 rating. The only downside, and Bushbuck if you're listening to this, is the pillow end, the head end. It's extended so it acts like a pillow, but it's not that comfy. But I found to get around it, you just open up the purge. There's a purge button, so when you're leaving your tent in the daytime and it's hot, you can purge a bit of air out so they don't overexpand. But also when you're lying on it just before you go to bed, lean behind you, purge out any extra and get that right comfort, and that sort of softens the pillow end up a bit. These are pretty easy to blow up. Six or so of those and it's up. And because it's a warm day and the tent's going to get hot, I'm not going to overinflate them. I'll leave them about half inflated, chuck them in there, and then they won't overexpand during the daytime heat. Sleeping bag is just a cheap Torpedo 7 synthetic. It's not ideal, so looking at going to a down bag very soon. So if anyone's got any recommendations, let me know. Sort of looking for that -3 sort of range. Oh, gutted. Just sitting here enjoying my coffee and boom! Heard a rifle shot. It sounded like it come from where we're going to be hunting, which is a bit of a shame, but we have only just got up here, and if they've just shot something, they'll be heading back down. I'm pretty tempted to go and have a look at the clearing, see if we can see them, mate. That's alright, we've got a few days. They won't be here the whole time. I've had a bit of a lie down for a bit, and we're going to go walk out to this clearing. see if we can see, one, any animals, and two, locate these other hunters. Hopefully that's their animal and they're going back down the hill, and we'll have this place to ourselves for the next few days, hopefully. We'll soon see. Just getting geared up and we'll get out here. We've been glassing for about 45 minutes. Haven't seen any animals. No surprises because we just found the hunter. Not sure where he came from, but he didn't come all the way up this clearing, which is good. He's probably just finished boning out that animal, so he wouldn't have made it far across this clearing. But it probably has ruined our chances for tonight. If you know who he is, tell him he skunked us. These are our freeze-dried meals. We've got a venison stroganoff thing and some rice, so we're just gonna give this a crack. We'll chuck some boiling water in the jet boil, we'll boil that, then we'll chuck the food in to soak for 10 minutes, and then we'll reheat it if it needs it. Hopefully that works, otherwise we're going hungry. Let's get into it. Alright, it's been about, what's it been, 15-20 minutes? Yeah. Let's open it up and look at that. Yummy. That smells amazing.
Is it good?
That's good, man.
Really? Yummy.
Good, eh? Alright, we're gonna eat our food and then go to bed. So we'll catch you early in the morning. Alright, good morning. Farah's just jumping out of the chrysalis. I've been awake for a bit, had a coffee. It was cold last night. My sleeping bag is terrible. Farah was nice and toasty. Her sleeping bag is awesome. Mine not so much. We heard a lot of pigs and some deer last night, 20 metres away from the tent. So there's definitely animals up here. Alright, we just located two animals. There's a stag and a hind way on the other side. We saw that other hunter yesterday. Yeah. Try and get the big camera onto them, see if I can show you guys. Yeah. And then we might make a move if they don't tuck back into the bush. Hopefully they stay up there and warm up in the sun. About 1 kilometre away. There's three, there's another hind down below them.
Oh yeah. Daddy, I think that might be that big stag.
Could be. Alright, there's 3 deer there. What do you reckon? Should we try and go over them?
Maybe wait a little bit.
Alright, we're going to get a move on, see if we can close the gap on those animals, get a better look at that stag, and see if he's a shooter. If not, we'll take one of them hinds. Just looking at that animal, but no antlers on him. It might be a hummel. I've never seen a hummel up here before. So, if it's a hummel, we might take it out of the gene pool, because we don't really want an animal like that breeding. Pig running along that face there. Alright, we lost sight of those animals. Damn. We might just come down here and up into here and glass up, and then we can see in this next gully over the edge of this. Alright, so we just climbed over to this next gully, and it doesn't seem to be anything in here. This is where we bumped the big stag last time, but we did find a carcass of the big animal just behind us. So maybe, just maybe, someone beat us to it and was able to get to him, which is a shame because that's who we were after. Alright, we made it back to camp. We couldn't find water on the clearing, so came back to camp. We're going to go and chill out by the creek for an hour or two and cook up some food so we can use what water we need to use there and bring back full packs. And then we shouldn't have to visit water again while we're up here. So I think that's the plan, and on the way down we're just going to stalk in because I bumped the deer in there last time I was there, and if that's the only water in this place, there's got to be a few hanging around. Plenty of feed down there, plenty of sign. So we'll just take our time, stalk in, see if we can find a bush deer. I'm not sure if you can hear that on camera, but there's a beautiful sound. Water! This is the only water we've been able to find on the top, so I'd say the animals are using it just as frequently as we are. Oh, look at that. Water. Oh. Last time I was here, this was bone dry. And there was one little puddle that I could get water from. And now look at it. Oh, that's a good feeling. There we go. There's our risotto. Pretty bloody good. It's like a home cooked meal. So this will probably be my last video for a while. I tend to go into hiding over winter anyway, but I really want to knuckle down and get this bus done over winter, so I just want to get it done so we can do what we want to do. It's important to us, and having it sitting there as a project unfinished is eating away at me. We've had a good few months. Me and the girls have been doing some cool missions and spend a lot of quality time together, but winter's coming, and for me that means work. If you want to stay tuned with how the bus is going, jump over to the other channel, the Kiwi Coaster Conversion, and I'll do bus updates on there. But in terms of outdoor adventures, hunting, fishing, diving, you probably won't see much. Anyway, we're just finishing up our risotto, drinking as much water as you can, and then we'll head back up to camp. Home sweet home. Good morning. Good morning. Right, day 3. Back on our clearing. Before the sun had even come up, we'd spotted a few silhouettes on the horizon and decided to make the run down to see if we can close the gap. By the time we got there, the silhouettes had disappeared, but we found some fresh sign and put on a stalk through a hell of a lot of dense bush. And just when we thought our luck had ran out... Oh, the nerves are shaking. Whew. We spotted a big stag and 2 hinds on a clearing at about 6 o'clock this morning. And we made the call really quickly because we were a bit too late making the call yesterday and missed out. And we got to the clearing, no sign of them. We could smell the big stag. They're coming out real early. They're just feeding back into the bush as it gets light enough to see. So anyway, we tracked this stag through about 400 meters of bush. And so he moved fast in about half an hour. And then we heard some water. So like, oh, turned around to Farrah, said, oh, let's just get some water while we're here in this little creek. We're just coming out of the bush on this face and we heard some sticks smashing and something feeding. So we just sat down. Farrah was up here, I was down here, nestled into this little ledge, and the stag was just feeding up underneath this fern on that broadleaf there, and we could see it all shaking, moving around, shaking. So we just waited, and then he walked out onto this face and we took a shot. I didn't want to risk getting the camera gear out because the tripod was in the back on a real steep bank, and any kind of noise he would have heard us. He's only 30 meters away, 20-30 meters away. So any kind of noise he would have heard us, and that would have been our opportunity gone. And this was our last opportunity. All the girls wanted was a big stag, and although Amira couldn't be with us today, she's just getting over a sickness, we weren't going to come. And she turns to me and she says, Daddy, you just go on the one condition you bring me back a big stag.
And we did.
And we've done it. So we're going to see if we can get some cell reception and give them a call. All right, we'll see you when we're back over at this animal. Let's go and see our stag, eh? So there's his prince. Pretty big prince. And he was up here. He was up here feeding on this tree. We've got some nice water here. He would have just had a slurp of that as he came out across this face. And he's up there somewhere. There's his print. Textbook stalk. Wind right. We found fresh poo. There he is up there. We found fresh marks. And then we heard him. Absolutely textbook. That was epic, man. So much better than shooting him on a clearing. Here he is. He's a bit stinky, eh? He's the big boy we've been chasing.
Do you mean the one we heard roaring?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
So no one got him?
No one got him.
How many points does he have? Oh my god!
Look at that, 3 on the top on that side.
He's taller than me!
Yeah, he's bigger than you, way bigger than you. He's got 3 on this side, 2 on that side, and 4 down the bottom somewhere.
Whoa! That
So
is
he's like a 9 or 10 points. He's actually wedged in this tree here, and we're on a real steep bank. So what I'm actually going to do is use that to take the back stakes, use that wedge to take the back legs and back stakes off while he's sitting there. And then I can just cut the head free and the body carcass can roll out. So it's actually in a perfect spot. I'm not going to move him from where he is. Although it doesn't make for a good photo, it works well for butchery.
Amira! What? We got a big stag! You know that one that we heard roaring? We got it! Really? Yeah! Guess how many points it has on its antlers? How many points? 11. Whoa!
Here we go, guys. We're just having our last dehydrated meal. We got risotto again, mushroom risotto, homemade, and we packed up. Last of the stuff's just drying out. What a trip that was, man. I can't believe we found this guy finally. Been living in the same area, and he's there every roar until now. He's a pretty old animal, real fat at the bases, just absolute battler, man. Absolute battler. Big animal. We've got about 40 kilos of meat. This head, and Farah found this little cast too, which is cool. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you like this one. We're going to make our way down the hill for the rest of the day after this food, and then cruise on home for a well-earned hot meal. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. This has been an awesome last episode for a while, and it's a good end to our hunting season because we put in the work for this. We really deserved it. Absolute awesome animal. It's a shame he wasn't roaring, but I don't reckon we would have got him if he was roaring. We would have had hinds with him, and last time he had hindsmen we couldn't get close to him. But yeah, thanks for watching. We'll finish this food, and we'll see you after a wee hiatus.